In the beginning, the world was filled with wickedness and corruption. The hearts of humanity turned away from goodness, and it grieved the Lord deeply. But in the midst of this chaos, there was one man who stood out, Noah. Genesis 6:8 tells us, "But Noah found favor in the eyes of the Lord." In a world gone wild, Noah was the beacon of hope. The Lord spoke to him, revealing the plan to save his family and the animals of the earth. Picture this. God instructed Noah to build an enormous ark, a vessel so grand it would carry them through the impending flood. Now, the details were incredible. Genesis 6:14 says, "Make yourself an ark of gopher wood. Make rooms in the ark and cover it inside and out with pitch." Can you envision Noah hammering away day after day while the people around him scoffed and mocked? They couldn't fathom the storm that was coming. Noah worked tirelessly for years, gathering the materials and following every divine instruction. He wasn't just building a boat, he was constructing a sanctuary. Genesis 6:19-20 says, "And of every living thing of all flesh, you shall bring 2 of every sort into the ark to keep them alive with you." So, as the structure rose, animals from every corner of the earth began to gather, just as God commanded. Can you imagine the scene? Elephants trumpeting, lions roaring, and birds chirping, all making their way to the ark. It must have been a whirlwind of activity, a testament to Noah's faith and obedience. But here's the thing, while Noah was busy preparing, the world outside was oblivious. They were living their lives, consumed by their own desires. Then the day finally came. God told Noah, "Enter the ark, you and all your household, for I have seen that you are righteous before me in this generation." And in Genesis 7:16 it says, "And those that entered, male and female of all flesh, went in as God had commanded him, and the Lord shut him in." Can you feel the weight of that moment? The door shut. The rain began to fall, softly at first, then heavier. The once mocking crowd was now in panic, scrambling for safety. But it was too late. Genesis 7:17 states, "The flood was 40 days upon the earth, and the waters increased, and bare up the ark, and it was lifted above the earth." The ark floated on turbulent waters, while the world was washed away. Noah and his family watched, clinging to hope inside that wooden sanctuary. Days turned into weeks. Genesis 7:24 says, "And the waters prevailed upon the earth 150 days." Can you imagine the uncertainty, the fear, but also the faith? They were safe within the ark, knowing God had a plan. Finally, after the rain stopped, Noah sent out a raven, then a dove, searching for dry land. After many days, the dove returned with an olive leaf, a sign of life. Hope was reborn. In Genesis 8:15-16, God spoke again, "Go out of the ark, you and your wife, and your sons and their wives with you." And as they stepped out, they were greeted by fresh air, a cleansed earth, and the promise of a new beginning. Noah built an altar, offering sacrifices to God. And in Genesis 9:12, God made a covenant with Noah, saying, "This is the sign of the covenant I am making between me and you and every living creature." The rainbow appeared as a reminder of his promise never to flood the earth again. Noah's story is a powerful reminder of faith, obedience, and the hope that can emerge from the darkest of times. It resonates through generations, teaching us that even when the world around us seems lost, there's always a chance for redemption and a new beginning. Kindly subscribe and like for more videos.